This episode of Rick and Rick Rule the World is brought to you by Taskin, the first name in ultra stylish, premium quality travel gear, like the exquisitely designed Taskin One expandable backpack. With 9 practical variations, the Taskin One is always the right size for wherever life takes you next. Save 30% on your next purchase when you use the promo code R&R Take 30. That's R&R Take 30 at taskinsf.com.
All right, welcome back to Rick and Rick Rule the World. Rick Matheson and Rick Wooten, and it is time to play Loaded Questions. Question number one. Submissions for this year's Cannes Lions Advertising Festival are down across most every category except for which of the following? A. Social and influencer lions. B. Creative e-commerce lions. C. The titanium lion for groundbreaking ideas. Or D. The hand puppetry lion. Submissions for this year's Cannes Lions Advertising Festival are down across most categories except which of these?
I'm going to guess the groundbreaking ideas.
You are correct. And actually, this was a bit of a trick question because all of these categories, except the non existent hand puppetry category, saw increases this year. So I think this was from
Nice.
Adweek. They're saying that the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity it's received 29,000 some odd award entries from 90 countries. Now, they're allowing 2 years of work to be submitted because last year they had a presentation, I believe, but they didn't give out any awards because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So obvious reasons, some things like outdoor or radio or others might not have had as much work this past year, whereas obviously social media, e-commerce, and groundbreaking ideas for connecting with folks during the pandemic, those
Right.
entries were up.
That makes sense.
Question number two. Pepsi is celebrating a post pandemic summer with a campaign that includes a TV spot titled A, The Joy of Summer, B, The Mess We Miss, C, The Moment Is Now, or D, You Deserve a Good Poop Today. Pepsi's out with a post pandemic summer campaign with a TV spot titled what?
Yeah, I don't know this one, so I'm going to guess C.
No, the answer this time is B, The Mess We Miss. So the spot from VaynerMedia, you have to check it out. It starts with music, A Little Orphan Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow, as people start to kind of reemerge out to life and going from seclusion to partying. And you see folks share a Pepsi, they're bowling, they're going into crowded offices, et cetera, et cetera. And so something like the day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave everything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. Now, it's a great spot, except you start to realize what these people are doing. So there's a reason it's called the mess we miss because it includes like this woman, she's bowling, and her friend brings up this platter of chicken wings, and so you see her fingers come out of the bowling ball and reach into the plate of chicken wings, and then she starts to munch on a chicken wing without washing her hands or anything. You see this woman at a concert where a long haired rock star kind of flicks his head up, and all of that sweat goes into the woman's face and mouth, and on and on. After watching this spot, I thought this is the perfect TV commercial for Lysol, not Pepsi.
That is nasty.
Kid you not, I found myself thinking, masks aren't so bad. I could get used to masks.
Totally.
It was gross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
it was disgusting.
And then what was the point of that?
They were just saying, getting back to life, and I guess they thought that it's, life in its messiness and closeness, but it was a turnoff. It really was not if the spot was meant to get me amped out about going back to all of the old ways, it didn't work for me. Now, I saw this in Ad Age. I have not seen this in market at all yet. So Coca-Cola is taking it sounds like a better approach. So there's a simpler, I guess the campaign is called Open for Summer. They're doing that thing again where they're printing stuff on the backs of bottles, and they've got
Yeah.
these lines like runner on third, dad on your left, Coke in your hand, base hit.
Oh, nice.
And it's meant to sort of celebrate those seasonal activities.
Nice. While we were talking, I did a quick view of the ad, so I know what you're talking about now. And by the way, it's on Pepsi's YouTube channel, has over 3 million views, so it's got quite a bit of pickup. But yeah, it's a little weird, and a little disgusting, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, when it first started, I was like drawn in immediately and then really kind of looking, wait, what are they doing? Oh, that's gross. Some of it was harmless. Like I think at one point they show people at a wedding and they go out on the balcony. One buddy's got a Pepsi in his hand and the other one walks up and he hands his Pepsi to his friend. And it was innocuous like that. But the
Sure.
things like the fingers and the bowling ball and stuff like that was just grossing me out. And this Coke one seems so much simpler and on point to me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, question number 3, final question. In a move that weirdly generated a lot of press attention in the past week or two, it was reported that DC Comics told producers of the Harlequin animated TV series on HBO Max that they are not, repeat, not allowed to show Batman, A, nibbling catnip, B, tonguing tasty feast, C, munching meow mix, or D, we so did not need to know any of this. DC Comics said that Harley Quinn animated series is not allowed to show the Cape Crusader doing what?
I thought it was kissing, so
If only.
I'm confused.
If only. So
Yeah.
what's your answer?
So then, so I'm gonna guess the catnip one.
No. So answer is D. We so did not need to hear this. So DC Comics said that the Harlequin animated series is not allowed to show the Cape Crusader doing a certain generous thing to. It's not allowed to show him making the cat meow. Let's just put it that way.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and
Now,
we're just going to leave it at that.
now, but here's the
No, go ahead.
question. Does that mean that they had anticipated putting that in?
So there was a scene, I believe it was fully produced, and they said, nope, nope, you cannot show that.
That is wild.
Yeah, which is really interesting. So to be fair, so this animated show is, I believe it's rated R, so it's not like a regular animated series. But it is strange because they have shown Batman doing the patoozie with Batgirl before, and pretty much everything with Catwoman except this particular act. And in fact, I believe they said heroes don't do that. And so the producers are like, wait, are you saying that heroes or Batman are selfish lovers? And so the DC has said, no, just that we have to sell action figures and stuff of this, and you can't have that out there. Which, like I said, is interesting because they have shown other things.
Wow.
Folks, if you're not following the thread here, you're just going to have to look that one up yourself if you haven't seen it already. So
Yeah, no, no. I'm surprised, Yeah. Okay, we got it.
in our social media age, I guess everything has to have at least a week's worth of media mentions in
Yeah.
it now. All right, well, that's going to have to wind things down for the Ricks this week. Rick Wooden, why don't you tell folks where they can find you on Twitter?
Hey, the best way to get a hold of me is always on Twitter. I'm at Wooten, at WOOTTEN. And how about yourself, Matheson?
I'm at Rick Matheson on Twitter. You can also find all of our social handles and more at rickandrick.com. Until next time, stay safe, keep each other safe, and keep on coming back to the one show where everybody's name is Rick.
And everybody rules the world.